Hi everyone, welcome back to our small engine tutorial. Today we have this very interesting project to do and experiment with the Poppet bulbs. So you're asking what is the settings of the Poppet bulb? You have the A, B, C, and this Poppet bulb is governs the speed and idle of the engine, and it controls the amount of fuel going into the combustion engine. And this Poppet bulb have a different settings with the A, B, and C for the older model. For the late model also have the A and C only, and the black one also have a A and C. So you're asking how do we set this Poppet bulb? Even me myself, I don't have any reference or on the internet and with the right engine and model and the size of engine and revs. So you're just guessing which, especially when you mix up with someone already fixed the engine and mix up with the Poppet bulb and change the Poppet bulb with different Poppet bulb. So you end up of having a high revs when you're trying to fix or change the diaphragm or other parts of the carburetor. It goes nuts, and you scratch your head. How do we fix or why the revs is too high or why the revs is too low? So there's one thing that we can change the rev is changing the setting of the Poppet bulb. So the question is which Poppet bulb that we're going to use. So today we're going to make a reference. We're going to make a reference measurement of all different types of Poppet bulb with the diameter and its height of the groove. And also we'll try this all different settings with one reference engine. We're going to install this one and we're trying to set and measure the high revs and also the idle. So we all record that one into a spreadsheet. So let's get started. So one of the Poppet valve has a continuous groove around it. The second Poppet valve, the first one has a B, and C. So there's a low. The lowest height is the C. The next one up is B, and the highest one is A. So the other one also only have two rings around it, and one is the high one is A, and the lower one is C. So only two settings for this one, and also for the black one, especially with the newer later model with the 160. You tell me, and which one in your experience, which engine that you have that has a black original black Poppet valve, and also with these only two types of two rings around it. So the black one also have this high. That's the high one, and the low. The low is the C, and the high is the A. So we're going to measure this one and we'll make a reference. So first is we try this the full ring. We measure the diameter. We zero the caliper first. It's roughly 16.8 or 16.9 is 16.89. So that's 16.89. Okay. The next one, 16.2 millimeters, and the black, it's roughly 16.15 millimeters. So now the difference between these three is the height also. Aside from the diameter, that we notice the diameter is also different, and also the height. There's three different heights: the A, B, and C. So we start with measuring with the A. So we don't know what speed is the A, what speed is B and what speed is C. And then first we have to take a record of the height of this one first. And how does it affect the RPM? It's roughly 1.9. And then the B, that's 2.15. And the C, it's 2.5. So I measure from the base of the poppet valve to the height of the groove. So the next one, so measure the A is 2.4, nearly 2.4, 2.5. It's 2.4. So the 2.4 for the A, and for the C, 1.6. So for the black one, for the A, it's roughly 2.5, and the C, roughly 1.7. Okay, just remember all the different sizes. So this one is 2.6 for the A, 2.15 for the B, and 1.9 for the C. And this one is 2.4 for the A, and 1.6 for the C. And this one is 2.5 for the A, and 1.7 for the B. Okay, so we'll try to test this one on the engine. Okay, let's measure the RPM of this engine. Currently it's set to letter A, and the poppet valve that currently we're using is the one that's with continuous groove around it. And to measure the RPM, we place the passive inductive pickup in series with the ignition lead, and this is the one that I just designed and built. And if you want to see how I built it and design, you can see the link and other videos. And also this is connected to a multimeter in hertz, so it measures the revolution in per second. So to convert that one into RPM, we have to multiply the revolution per second into by 60. So let's try and let's get started. So okay, it's currently at position at A. It's 33 revolution per second, or 1980 RPM, and that's for the idle. And for the high revs is 50 Hz, which is equivalent to 3000 RPM. Okay, let's try to change the one to setting B. Okay, currently the A is positioned towards the jet, where the jet is, the fuel is going into the venturi, and where the jet is positioned, and its A is positioned to that one. So we change the position to B. So just move that and position to B. Okay, it's currently B. Okay, it's now positioned on B. Let's try it. Okay, so it shows that the maximum is the same as in letter A, so which is 50 revolution per second, which is 3000 rpm. And the idle, it changes a little bit, so currently it's 35 revolution per second or hertz, and which is equivalent to 2100 or 2100 rpm. So it's increasing a little bit on idle. And let's say if we position this one to let us see. Okay, it's now positioned to let us see. Okay, well, it's quite high, and the revs, the high revs is 60 revolution per second or 60 hertz, which is equivalent to 3600 rpm or 3600 rpm. It's quite high. And the idle is also quite high. It's 42 revolution per second or 42 hertz, which is equivalent to 2520 or 2520 rpm, which is, it sounds quite high for this, let us say, for this type of older engine. So let's move on and let's try with different Poppet valve, and we'll try with the later model with two discontinuous groove, and this will gives us understanding why they don't have a letter B anymore, because based on the RPM that we just observed, letter A and letter B doesn't match, doesn't make any much difference. So it seems like the letter A is, it's better RPM in idle than a letter B. So maybe this is what's the reason. This is why the reason is the later model, this one and the black, only have only has letter A and letter C. And let's see how it goes, and we'll change this one. Okay, we start with letter A. So we position this one to letter A. Okay, it's positioned to letter A with the two discontinuous groove around the Poppet valve. So let's start this one, let's try it. So the result for this one, for letter A, it doesn't seem it's running very good, very nice, and the lowest, the idle is almost, the engine is almost stalled, and it's only 19 hertz. Sometimes it fluctuate down to 15 hertz. So the 19 hertz is equivalent to 1140 RPM. So it fluctuates down to 15 hertz, which goes down to 900 RPM. It's quite low, too low for the engine to uh, almost stall. And for the high revs, it's also too much. It's too high. It's 59 revolution per second, or 59 hertz, which is equivalent to 3540 RPM. So it's good to see the differences between the setting of the pocket valve and all different types of pocket valve. And at the end of this video, you will see that it's very easy to see the whole picture to make decision which is the right pocket valve to use. Okay, we change to the letter C. So this pocket valve only has letter A and letter C. Okay, now it's set to letter C. So let's try this one. Okay, very strange, surprising that the RPM pretty much the same with letter A and letter C for this one. And we measure that the highest RPM is 3000 RPM, which is 60 hertz, and the idle it's almost 19 hertz, which is 1140 RPM. So let's try with the black pocket valve. So we start with letter A. Okay, okay. Now it's we're using the black pocket bulb, and it's positioned to A. And let's try it. Okay, so this black position A is the minimum, the maximum is 53 revolution per second, or 53 hertz, which is equivalent to 3180 RPM, which it's not bad, but the idle it goes down to 14 hertz, or 14 revolution per second, or just 840 RPM, and it goes to stall the engine. And let's see how it goes with the final one with letter C. Let's position this one to letter C. Okay, this is a final of our experiment, and with the black pocket bulb is positioned to let us see, and let's see how it goes and start. Okay, so the result is for the letter C is 17 hertz on the idle, and it's almost installed the engine, which is equivalent to 1020 RPM. For the high revs is 55 hertz or 55 revolution per second, which is equivalent to 3300 RPM. I hope you enjoy watching our video experiment for today. And one thing that I noticed between these two different types of carburetor. So this carburetor is exactly the same type of carburetor as the one that's installed. And this one is the carburetor that is for the later model that with the black poppet bulb. So there is a difference between the two on the Venturi. So I will show this one to you. Okay, this is our final results. So the first table on the top, this is the puppet bulb for it, and the second table is this one, and the third one is the black. The diameter between here and there is about 16.8, and these values here 2.6, 2.15, 1.9, 2.4, and so on, that's the height of the globe there. So it changes, the height changes on different setting. The lower the height is the one that's on the sea. So the lower the height, which gives more petrol, that's why the RPM it's higher, and with the higher the height, with less petrol and gives less RPM. So the difference also with the carburetor that I showed you, the black one. So that's for this one here, and that's for the black. So the one that I show is this part here. So which is this one. So which is a little bit of concave compared to the one that's the old carburetor. So this is the difference that I noticed between these two carburetors, and this makes a big difference when it comes with the amount of petrol that goes pass through that puppet bulb. So the good thing is now you know that there's a difference, and we thought that there's no difference between these two different types of G4 carburetors. So next time when you see this one, when you come across with this carburetor, look on the where the jet or the Venturi, and if it looks like this, then that's for the black. When it looks like this, and that's for the old early machines engines. So the final one is the RPM I'm using is the best RPM for this one or setting is letter A, which gives me 1980 or 1980 RPM for the idle and 3000 RPM for the high.
Thanks for watching our video and subscribe to our channel here and check the bell right there.
Oh, thanks.
Your turn.
Thank you, son. Oh, where have you been? I've been fixing this one, and you missed the time I tried to show them how to doing some experiment with this. What do you call this?
Puppet bulb.
Wow, puppet bulb, and he knows that. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy our experiment video experiment for today. And definitely you will find this information useful on deciding which puppet bulb that you're going to use on your engine, and also which different types of carburetor body.
Dad, I picked black.
Yeah, and try to insert this one if you can. I'm sure you can.
I'm really
And
good.
please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and leave a comment. And we would like to hear from you. I would like, what do you want to say? And thanks for watching.
And to
You
our
get it?
channel.
To our channel. And see you next time. Bye for now.
And